The ley lines. How do you find them? Is it true you can find them with a dowsing rod?
Yes,
And do you know how to do that?
yes. Well, it's very simple. All you need is two iron rods. I mean, you could do it with coat hangers if you wanted to.
I didn't know who to trust and who to believe. Thought it was a con, to be honest with you.
No, it's actually, you know, legit. You can do this yourself.
I know they
But
did.
be careful in city infrastructures because they will pick up on the piping underneath the streets.
Right. So you can find them to find energy vortices.
Yes,
I'd
when they cross.
like to find some near me, but I don't know. I wouldn't know where to start. Would I just start at my house, or would I go to a known location?
Best place to go to avoid any interference would be an open field. Um, there is a pasture or a farming area outside of town about 10 to 15K from you in the southeast.
I'll have a look for that. Um, is there anything you can tell us about Nikola Tesla? Was he a Saurian?
Actually, no, he wasn't. He just had privileged knowledge.
Was he in contact with Saurians, or was it a different race?
I personally believe it was a Saurian influence due to the fact that it was so readily available
Right.
and there was no, you know, problem actually attaining that information and applying it to, modern technology as it is today.
In the Dumbs, I don't know if you've heard of Donald Marshall.
I have not.
He claims that he was taken to these Dumbs as an infant. What they did was transfer his consciousness into a cloning centre. Have you heard anything like that before?
In I'm getting a bad signal, sorry.
It's okay. It's basically what he was saying was, if they've got a clone of your body, they can transfer your consciousness into this body whenever they'd like.
Well, in travel, there are, pitfalls, to keep you safe since you don't have the knowledge to circumvent those problems. It's best to use an avatar.
Have you ever travelled like this?
No, maybe it was something to accelerate his mind or to hone a certain skill, but he did not understand the process. Surgery in itself, you could look at it as torture because when you wake up, yes, the problem is healed, but you still have to recover.
Can I ask, where did the Saurians go to avoid the flood?
Well, there's several places. The mountains, Atlantean Isle.
Is there any evidence of this?
Oh, yes, you can go to the Virgin Islands in North America now and see the cobblestone streets still underwater. They have diving groups that do this regularly for tourists.
And how do we know they're not human? They are definitely Saurian.
Well, the Isle of Atlantean were not Saurian. However, they were friends of Saurians. This was actually a Pleiadian colony that helped with technology here in early times.
Was there a civilization before the flood?
There was. This was, not as populated as it is today. However, there was a very high percentage of hybridization. So you had hybridized animals, hybridized hominids, you had full saurians, you had saurian hybrids, and we all lived together.
So, who was it who caused the flood?
The answer is not so easy. Within the 12 or 13 lost tribes of Israel, they were working with someone in particular that is lost to us to this day. However, they did not, you know, mesh well with the fact that we were hybridizing the surface.
Also seen about the Nazca mummy that's appeared lately, with 3 fingers and 3 toes.
Yes.
Would you say that was a saurian or a hybrid?
No, he was a Saurian,
Right.
and the fashion of his burial, he was a revered priest.
It's funny how it's near the Nazca lines. So is that a saurian artifact? What was that used for?
The Nazca lines were used as a means of communication. On the surface, you can see the lines, you know they're there. However, you cannot appreciate what they truly are unless you're, you know, above Terra.
So is it possible that astrology is related to where our different races came from?
Well, there's a spiritual answer to that, and then there's a scientific answer to that. Spiritually, Enki took the stars in the sky and arranged them so that all of people, Terran, Saurian, hominid, would always know of what the gods did in our creation story. Scientifically, these constellations were based as positions on Terra where hominids and saurians could erect their temples, their infrastructure to reflect that which is in the sky.
The next war we have, like the World War, is it going to be between different reptilians? Are we merely slaves?
No, we're not slaves any longer. Humanity was given a conscience and a sense of individuality. This was not an anticipated outcome for a modified species, but there it is, the unknown variable. However, the war will not be with the saurians, or will it be with the hominids? It will be with the Alpha Draconians, the Greys, and other races, including the Galactic Federation of Light, which is trying to prevent anything from happening to us here.
Who is that? Sorry, the Federation of Light.
Yes.
And who does that include?
Those are all the benevolent races that are trying to keep Terra as it is. You are an intelligent species, but you're not as intelligent as, say, the Alpha Draconians, the Greys, the Atlanteans, the Bootians, anyone, because you simply haven't had FTL or, advanced gateway systems for a long time. Now, until you can develop that for yourselves, will you not be admitted into that group? So we're a protected primitive tribe for right now.
So do you look at us like children, like sort of we can't look after ourselves?
Not children, just thirsting for knowledge.
Yeah, we're obviously not equipped to deal with what's out there, are we?
Not yet, no.
And is this why are you trying to train us?
Well, that is the purpose of the hybrid, is to educate, to make it known that, look, we're here to help. And we want you to be imbued with the knowledge that we have. And for you to be accepting of us, meaning you'll eventually be accepting of full Saurian, just as you were in the past.
Also, can I ask what becomes of us on a soul level when we die? Or do we simply re-enter this matrix?
No, you either move up or down in a plane of existence. You cannot stay in the same plane. You either become full energy or you become something else. Have you ever moved into a new home and felt an overwhelming sense of dread or looked at a house on the market, or gone somewhere and you've just felt something was not right.
Yes.
That's what you would call moving down.
Do you know anything about the Black Knight satellite?
Yes.
Is that a Saurian satellite?
Unfortunately, no.
Is that Alpha?
No.
Right, who does that belong to then?
Actually, the Greys, working in tandem with governments. So it
Right.
is both hominid and gray technology.
So how long has it been there for?
In your time, eons.
Just a satellite, or is it a defense system?
It's an observation point for them. As far as being weaponized, there's no threat of that. So that can be put to bed. I do not practice witchcraft, and I am honestly not very familiar with it. However, what I do know, it was based off of druidic belief and shamanistic practice.
Church was hunting witches down. Do you know anything about why they did that?
Well, it was simple. Anybody who did not follow the doctrine of the church was deemed a heathen or a witch or a harlot. It was just a matter of you can't have any other belief but this.
Right.
I mean, look what they did in Scotland, in Ireland, and look what's happening today in Africa, all because of religious dogma.
Sorry, the Swiss tunnel opening that happened not long ago. I think it was last year.
Mm-mm.
There's a big
I may
ceremony.
have heard of it, but we'll speak about it a little bit.
It was a opening ceremony, but it was very unusual the way they opened it. It was there was all sorts of dancers, and I'll have to show you a video. I'll link a video in to show it anyway while we talk about it. Um, yeah, it was just very unusual, and I thought it had something to do with like they've opened some sort of tunnel to a Saurian city or something, linked it.
Hmm, that very well may be true. It could be the start of, an open society to where you can visit and we can visit.
Right.
Like I said, things now are, we're in an a new renaissance of knowledge at this point in time. There's going to be a lot of things that are coming up. I mean, the Nazca mummy, for one example, is you would have never heard about this if it was discovered, 20, 30 years ago. It would have been hidden. So more and more things will be coming to the surface.
Do you know anything about the Library of Alexandria? Was that why that was burnt down? Did that hold knowledge about the Saurians and hybrids?
Of course it did. Alexander's mother, you know, she was a viper woman, remember? During that time, Alexander was fighting a lot of the Persian Empire. To this day, they're still based on a tribal mentality. So having, a Saurian come in and trying to speak and be a vizier in their position, you know, would not bode well with the neighboring tribe who believed that this is our area, we should fight for it. When a foreign military is in the Persian Empire or Iraq, Afghanistan, those places, they band together and fight as one. When there's no one there, they fight amongst themselves.
Can you tell us about Longus?
Longus was a Roman legionnaire. He was just a normal hominid, and he was the one that gave the death blow. That is his infamy.
So is the New World Order, is that the Saurians?
No, the New World Order, has been vilified as something horrible and coming. Um, I sent you a picture of the back of a dollar bill, which showed the all-seeing eye. Remember?
Yes.
Could you tell your listeners what was inside the eye?
Inside the eye was the Saurian scientific emblem.
That's correct. The
So,
New World Order would be a coming together in unity. Yep, Novo Seclorum. I can't remember the saying on the back correctly at the moment. However, it reads the birth of a new world order. Novo Conceptus Seclorum Novo, I believe.
so if Putin's a Saurian, then why is he fighting against the New World Order? Or is it just that obviously all these hybrid Saurians, they don't get on?
Just as you have different people in your society, you may have a governor or a mayor or a senator or a representative that doesn't necessarily have the best viewpoints that are for the greater good. You're going to say, hey, you know, pardon my language, but get your crap together. This is kind of the same concept. There are, everyone in every society. Unfortunately, every village has an idiot. We also have scientists, theologians, and we also have individuals who have their own beliefs.
Can you just give us a protection rune or something like that?
Well, you already have this. It's the one that is a straight line with three branching outcroppings. And I believe it's called the Exuserum.
Yes.
That is a very powerful symbol of protection.
So can you explain how people would protect the house or something like that with it?
Well, one would need to have it imbued. Like I said, you can do this yourself through, processing of your concentration into ley line energy and pulling it through the rune. You can also have this rune carved on a stone or a piece of wood and placing it in salt water overnight. It's not as effective, but it will do some. By placing this in the hearth of your home, it would, allow a means of protection from benevolent or malevolent forces or people who wish to do you harm or people that are just angry at you and would, not wish you the best.
Right.
Anger and envy, and hatred are all sent as emotional vibrations, just as joy, happiness, and love are all emotional vibrations. And receiving these and sending these are wonderful. It's a means of communication. However, if you take in too much negativity, then your outcome in life will be negative.
The feng shui and everything like that, keeping evil spirits away, I just thought it might be something to do with the Saurians.
So that would be allowing, the proper energy flow to come through your home. If you block certain energies, then you would suffer, just as in your chakra. Your home is no different. It's an extension of your own body. By allowing a positive energy flow through your home, you too would be more positive. You would not have that symptom of blocked energy.
Can I ask you who Gabriel was?
Gabriel,
Yeah, the angel.
the patron saint of the paratrooper. Well, in the military, we have paratroopers, airborne, and they descend from the skies and bring with them the wrath. Well, our paratroopers do the same. Michael, or Gabriel, did this as well.
So is he saurian or human?
Neither.
So what was he?
Elogium, or wouldn't, yeah. I forget. I keep forgetting your name that you call them. Anunnaki, I believe.
Right. So the Anunnaki are not the Alpha Draconians.
No.
Right.
And see, that kind of conflicts with us because we have Anunnaki.
Yeah. And who's Anunnaki?
Oh, Nagi.
Nagi.
He is one of the prime creator gods from the beginning of existence.
Right. And do the Nagas not? Do they not appear in public and stuff like that, like the Saurians? Are they more secretive?
They are very secretive. They are born of the wings of Anunnaki. Their purpose was to remove the miasma that was encircling Terra.
Are these the people who control the triads and stuff like that?
No, these people, or the Nagini, worked with the peoples in India, Tibet, Cambodia, China, all for enlightenment. However, over time, they became very secretive and cloistered, and they are still there. However, they prefer to remain in secrecy.
Can you tell us what they look like?
Well, a hominid body, bi-winged, and with a serpent tail. They're very beautifully ornately jeweled. They wear usually headdresses or bracelets going up the arms, almost similar to the way you revere the beauty of angels. That's the way we revere the beauty of the Naga.
Can they take human form?
That I am not sure of. I don't think they would. I think they would remain as they are.
And do you know any cities where they live?
Again, they wish to remain in secret, but the um, Hindu Kush Mountains is a place of great secrecy. It's also very hard to get to. I would imagine they would be here.
Who are the Tibetans hiding? Or what are they hiding?
Nobody. They were imbued with knowledge of vibration. Same source. Universities are probably not going to be where you're going to find what you're looking for. You would have to probably go to St. George's in the vaults, and that's if you can gain permission.
Is there any good books or anything you'd tell people to read?
Read everything.
I wouldn't have
There's
found.
not just one. There's not just one particular source. It's literally everything. The more you can expand your mind, the more you can understand everything. And with attained knowledge, you can realize, okay, well, this is absolute crap, and this correlates with three other sources, so this is true. Being able to learn how to filter between, false and true is one of the hallmarks of enlightenment.
So do you believe in the Big Bang and all that theory? Or do you have your own theory?
We have our own,
Can you tell us about that?
probably in another episode, because that's going to be quite lengthy.
Oh, right. Can you just tell us briefly and then we'll finish it off here if that's okay?
All right, well, in the expanse, there were primordials and the creator gods. They decided that they were going to create things of light and beauty. While the primordials did not want to participate, and a war was brought. They crashed to the earth, and the blood that was spilled and the bodies that were rent are products of what we have today, being life, water, the sky, everything.
Right, thank you, Mel.
Not a problem, Andy.